European football, the January transfer window is open for business. I don't know if you're looking forward to the big moves or the big flops. Mark Ssali, the second half of EPL is here.
Yeah.
Tell us.
Yeah, so January transfers are usually, of course, it's a smaller window, and it's tough for teams to actually be, because they're preoccupied through the season, the first half of the season with getting on with things. It's very difficult for them to put together one list of needs, and two, the funding to actually make big blockbuster moves and everything. But it's happened before.
Yeah,
I know Mark has...
but also even Mark, the fact that most players will be cup tied for European football.
Oh, yes.
The Europe and the Champions League limits the anticipation and flexibility with which the coaches...
With which you coach, yeah. If you're playing in the Champions League and you're a big club, and with some of the players you really want are also playing Champions League football for clubs elsewhere, you might want to wait until the summer so that you sign them on, they're eligible to play for you. Because you'll bring them on and they can only play in the league, they're cup tied here, cup tied there. But anyways, the one for me, as far as blockbuster moves is concerned, that I'm really look forward to would be Victor Gyökeres going to Man United. Victor Gyökeres is one of the hottest strikers in Europe, playing out of Sporting Lisbon. Of course, he's cup tied playing Champions League football for Sporting Lisbon, but United are not there. And they need him for totally different matters. They have domestic matters to sort out.
And I'm afraid it's always going to happen in this window.
Well, it's the one I've looked forward to. Which one is going to happen?
I was having a question if Arsenal will still be running like a Ferrari.
I'm thinking.
I knew
yes.
we'll be ready
But
to
I think
step on the top.
I think one of the challenges with this window, I think after the introduction of AFP, it's a challenge right now for clubs to actually go out big in the January window. I think most times, if you remember the last January window, most were either loan deals or it was a low-profile transfer. And I think the bigger deals do happen in the summer. There's been speculation about Mark2Mark Sport going to AC Milan. I think AC Milan are interested in the player. I think there's also been speculation around Man City getting the Egyptian forward, Omar Mamouche, who's been scoring many goals for Frankfurt in the Bundesliga. I know Arsenal are interested in Alexander Isak, the Newcastle forward, who has been the best player this season outside of Mohamed Salah in the Premier League. But some of these are not going to happen. I just think they'll happen in the summer. I think if we're going to have any moves happening in this window, they're going to be loan spells at best.
Yeah, it's very tough. The loan spell is the most practical. When you look at speculation going through the papers or the wires, you will see a lot of swap deals being suggested. They've never happened.
Yeah,
they're not about to start happening. So when you find a story with a swap deal, just run over it and go to the next one.
And of course, this is silly season, so you're going to listen to all sorts of outrageous things and all. Yeah,
but I'm telling you,
some of the best general moves I can recall, Mark. I think we can go back to 19 years ago. That was the window of 2006 when Alex Ferguson signed. And
Nemanja Vidic and Patrice Evra, yeah.
So they had a very rough Jan-Feb March April, the opening 6 months. But what it did is that it gave them an entry into the Premier League, like it was a baptism of fire. If you remember, I think...
a game against Blackburn.
Yeah, well. And United lost a couple of games, but by the time the 2007 season started, 2006-2007, the players were... They'd acclimatized to the league. Yeah. They understood the weather, the climate, and the league. And United embarked on a run that basically ushered them to 3 successive Premier League titles.
Yeah, absolutely. Because United had won a championship in 2003. Then Arsenal had gone and beaten to 2004. And then Mourinho had come into the league.
Yeah, and won 2005, 2006.
For 5 and 6.
Yes.
But because Vidic and Evra came halfway through that 5-6 season, they were ready for the start of 6-7, and that's when United regained the title from Chelsea. Which is why when I think back to Vidic and Evra that many years ago, I'm thinking United can actually make a move, break the bank, get Victor Gyökeres, bring him in to score the goals, and embark on a journey of recovery, because they've got Ruben Amorim and an exciting new system and an exciting future, where it did look that way a month ago, but now after his recovery from several straight losses to performing the way they did at Anfield, all of a sudden United fans are back, back thinking this is the guy, and if you give him the right weapons, he can actually go ahead and do things for United even this season. When you talk guys, for me that guy is Victor Gyökeres, because that now is the most gaping hole United have, a goal scorer of elite level, because maybe
Rasmus
and Joshua Zirkzee are not elite level. They're good players. They're good players, but not elite level.
No, they're average players, Mark.
Yeah, and for Marcus Rashford, who Mark has talked about, I think a change of address would actually do him a world of good. He's been choosy about where he can go. If he's leaving Man United, he's not been training or being involved in matchday squads at all for over the last 1 month. But so he's ruled out Saudi Arabia, where would make tons of money. He has ruled out leagues like those of like Turkey. He wants to stay in the top 5 European leagues, and that is because I think he wants to get back into the England squad for the World Cup in the USA.
And I think that
AC Milan would be a very, very good.
And I think that is smart of him, because unless you're an African footballer or your name is Cristiano Ronaldo, when you go to Saudi Arabia, it is going to be highly unlikely that you're going to be called by a national team. I mean, if you're Sadio Mane, Senegal will still call you because you're Sadio Mane. But for some reason, I think Jordan Henderson actually did hinder his chances of being made in the English squad after making that move.
Yeah, and he was called for
going to Eredivisie. His national team career is probably over. It's gone.
It's gone. Yeah, I mean, Ivan Toney left the Premiership and Brentford for Saudi Arabia, and nobody, and the England coach has not looked there in his direction again.
The guy is actually a very good striker.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. So Marcus Rashford is right in wanting to stay in the top 5 leagues in Europe, and AC Milan for me would be a very good choice. There's others that want him. I've heard Juventus have also taken a look.
I think we won't be short of takers. Rashford is a good player. And let's be very clear about that.
Yeah.
I think he won't be short of any takers, and I think he has to his decisions, which club is best for him, which one suits him, which coach is going to give him the confidence to go and sign for whichever destination he wants. But I think the signs are very clear that Rashford is in his last season at United.
Okay, thank you so much, guys.